These pearls sell for over $20,000, harvested from living oysters, traded across borders, and treated as wildlife products. In at least 17 countries, importing pearls like these can result in seizure, fines, or rejection at the border. This is the hidden cost of Mikimoto pearls. Mikimoto survives these restrictions for one reason: control, controlled aquaculture, certified supply chains, documented species, traceable origin. This paperwork is expensive. The process is slow, and most pearl producers cannot comply. That scarcity becomes value. This is the most critical moment in the entire process. The pearl is extracted slowly, by hand, from a living oyster. No force, no second attempt. One wrong movement can fracture the nacre and erase years of growth in seconds. Once removed, the pearl doesn't go to jewelry, it goes to inspection. Every surface is examined: luster, symmetry, thickness, and structure. Nothing is assumed. Most pearls fail here, not because they're flawed, but because perfection is the requirement. Only those that pass every standard are approved, documented, traced, and allowed to move forward. This is how control becomes value. Verification exists because pearls are not objects. They are biological materials taken from living marine species. That alone changes how they are treated. Without verification, a pearl is indistinguishable from illegal wildlife trade. There is no way to prove how it was harvested, where it came from, or whether the species was protected.
We need to adjust the coordination scale for the next quarter based on this data.
Mikimoto pearls are not just jewelry. They are classified as marine animal products. That changes everything. In many countries, pearls require wildlife import permits, proof of legal aquaculture, species documentation, customs pre-clearance. Without this paperwork, pearls are treated as restricted wildlife goods. Countries with strict pearl import restrictions include United States, European Union, multiple member states, United Kingdom, Japan, Australia, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, India, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, United Arab Emirates, South Africa, Brazil. In these countries, pearls can be delayed, rejected, seized, or denied entry, unless strict wildlife and customs rules are met. For most travelers, collectors, and resellers, that functions as a ban.
The scans are clear on this batch.
Wait, check the alerts coming through on A4.
We need to hold that container for inspection immediately.
Before a pearl is ever sold, it is inspected at the border. At seaports, officials verify permits, species documentation, and origin records. Without proof, the shipment doesn't move. It can be delayed, seized, or denied entry entirely. For pearls, legality is checked before luxury is allowed. pearls come from living animals. Oysters are protected marine species in many regions. Over-harvesting once devastated natural pearl populations. Governments now regulate pearls the same way they regulate coral, shell, ivory, exotic leather. Luxury status does not override environmental law. This is why Mikimoto pearls cost more than diamonds. You're not just buying jewelry, you're buying legality, access, permission. Most people will never legally transport pearls like these across borders. On the surface, pearls are pure elegance, soft light, perfect balance, a quiet beauty that doesn't ask for attention. It commands it. Worn at moments that matter, they signal refinement, restraint, and permanence. This isn't decoration, it's presence. Pearls don't follow trends, they outlast them. Their beauty is deliberate, formed layer by layer, without excess or urgency. When worn, they don't compete with the moment. They complete it. This is elegance shaped by time and perfected through restraint.
I agree entirely. The heritage behind the design is what makes it so timeless.
These pearls aren't illegal everywhere, but in much of the world, they might as well be. Luxury is not just beauty. It's regulation, restriction, and control. This is the hidden cost of Mikimoto pearls. Would you choose Mikimoto over every other luxury jewelry brand, knowing what it takes just to exist? Or does the hidden cost make it less desirable or more powerful? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want more stories about the price, power, and consequences behind luxury, like, subscribe, and stay with us.